XDefiant players, this is Faction Wars. And some of you might be wondering, what the hell is Faction Wars? Well, I did a piss poor job of explaining what that is in the previous video, but let me give you a brief rundown. So what I plan on doing with this is we have 7 factions currently in the game. Can't remember them off the top of my head because I'm going to forget one, so I'm not even going to bother listing all of them. But this matchup is Libertad versus Cleaner. If you didn't see the first episode, you can go back on my channel and watch that one. That one was GSK versus Echelon. Not going to spoil the winner for that one. But the way Faction Wars works is this is just straight up team deathmatch, and I have a predetermined bracket set up with the first round being the most competitive matchups that I could find. Libertad Cleaner, pretty common matchup. One cancels the other one out. Who's going to come out on top? Don't know. And I know people saw the bracket at the end of the last video and were wondering why DeadSec just got a free pass out of the first round and starts with basically a bye week if you're a sports fan. Well, that's because DeadSec is like a direct counter to most everything. They can counter Libertad's canister, they can counter Cleaner fire drones, they can counter almost anything except for pretty much Echelon. So that's why they got a free pass into the next round. Now, I did ask if anybody wanted to cover Faction Wars and got no takers. So now you get me commentating this, and you can see I'm not very good. I'm not even commentating about what's going on. Currently, we could see that the Cleaners have a 26-14 lead, and this one is looking like a blowout from the start. But let's see if the Libertad faction can pull it back. But to finish saying what I was going over with Faction Wars, it's best of 3 team deathmatch, just straight up faction versus faction. There's no rules on guns. There's no rules on what ability you have to pick with that faction. It's just Cleaners, Libertad. You decide the rest. Now, I understand some factions just aren't good in team deathmatch. And I promise I'm going to get around to doing zone control and occupy as well. I want to do 3 different tournaments, see who comes out on top. I'm hoping to get this one out of the way just before season 3 launches, because with the addition of a new faction, we'll have 8 factions, which means we'll be able to start off even. DeadSec won't get a free pass, and I think a good matchup for them would be Echelon. But going back to the gameplay, we can see the Cleaners now have a 39-29 lead, make that 40-29, 41-29. And in the previous video, it was just a side-by-side split screen, 2 players, 2 perspectives, 1 from each team. On this, however, I have 3 players, 3 perspectives. One is Cleaner, and then the other 2 are Libertad. Let me know which one that you like better. Is it too much to focus on with 3? Is 2 perfect? Or would you rather just bounce back between a full screen visual of one person than the other person? Me personally, I like it this way, but I know it can be overstimulating for some people. So I was able to get the help of some of my subscribers and viewers on the live stream in order to get the first round done. So I want to give a shout out to some of the people that you'll see in this match. We have Schlucker, J-Stry, Sidek, 2Wix, I26E, Long Live Cora, and Drastic One. Obviously, this video wouldn't be possible without all of them and the couple subs that filled in for some of the ones that had to step out. But I did end up getting the whole first round recorded, so that includes the video that you're seeing now, the matchup that already got posted earlier this week or last week, depending on when you're seeing this, and then the one that'll get posted in a few days, I guess. We'll have to see. I have to edit that. It's a long process. But I will be live tonight, the timing that you're seeing this. This should go up live on Friday, November 30th, the day after Thanksgiving. Scratch that, make that November 29th. I'm just an idiot. If you're seeing this and it's Friday and you want to participate in the second round and possibly be in one of these videos, and hopefully if you can record, you can get me your gameplay and I can add it on one of these small screens here that you see, and try to make the best of it. But I do plan on doing at least the 2 round 2 games, and then maybe the final will be on Saturday. I'm not sure. But if you're seeing this, again, I'll be live Friday, probably starting around 7 p.m. And as we jump back over to the gameplay here, we see that the Libertad have started to make a comeback. They're down 64 to 57 right now. And if we zone in on the right screen here, you'll see this is my gameplay. And you can see I did end up switching over to the ACR here. Just an overall good gun, even post nerf. I mean, it's some people still clown me for using the hollow sight on it, but it is what it is, and I end up dying there. And so now we'll go over to the bottom left screen, the guy that just killed me on the top of the catwalk there. And he's going to go around and firebomb him, and that is just the biggest thing that the cleaners have is the firebomb. Free kill, instant kill, however you want to look at it. It's almost just not fair. See, he gets a couple picks there and then gets killed. So we'll now move our focus to the top left screen. And he didn't really do a whole lot on that one, but keeping our focus here, he's going to follow Schlucker out. Throws a grenade to the left, checks to the right. All good stuff. You could definitely tell he is a ranked player. Trying to pre-fire the guy with the flamethrower, doesn't get it off, but those are the breaks. Me personally, I really think cleaners need some kind of a nerf. I don't necessarily think that we need to just get rid of their abilities, but I do think a couple things need to happen with cleaners. One, their firebomb. The radius of that thing needs to be decreased by like half. The incinerator drone, the explosion radius, same thing. And then their passive, I don't think really you want to nerf the passive too much, but maybe just make the consequence for it a little bit more. Because currently you could just compensate for it with like a barrel extender, and some guns like LMGs and stuff and M4, you don't even need to compensate for the drop off. And then obviously SMGs and shotguns, negligible, it doesn't really matter. Same thing for snipers. But that's just my take on cleaners. You know, when you run into a full stack of them like this, it's usually too much to overcome, which seems to be the case here as they've started to pull back away, and it is now 95 to 84 with 1 minute and 20 seconds left to go. And now up 98 to 85, and we'll just watch this play out for the last couple kills here. And there you have it. So the cleaners take round 1. So we'll add a little 1 down there to the bottom right. Sorry for the flicker in there. I don't know why my recorded gameplay decided to do that, but GG's to 2 wicks, and let's jump right into round 2 and see if Libertad can bounce back. So right away, you might notice on the bottom left screen, you can see the players on both teams because he has that overlay on. We did need to get a sub in here. So now replacing on the blue team, you'll see Red EV Redemption. He was not there previously. That's really the only thing that's changed. I still think teams were balanced after this. I really tried to keep it as fair as possible by keeping the same teams. And after one game, we just kept the same teams usually, aside from this one substitute here, and we just switched. So the people who were previously playing Libertad are now playing cleaners. So now we have the right side and the top left playing cleaners, and the bottom left is Libertad. And you can see the cleaners already off to a small lead of 12-7, just over a minute in. But overall, let me know down in the comments, what are your guys' thoughts on cleaners? You think they need a nerf? I hear a lot of people saying they don't need a nerf, but I think that's just people who play them a lot. Same thing went with phantoms. You kind of figure out what's the meta and what's broken when you start running into 6 stacks of them. And I mean, of course, in this scenario, it was kind of planned, but even in unranked, when you're just trying to grind out some weapon levels and stuff, you just tons of cleaners constantly, and it's so annoying. Loading up a grenade on the bottom left, and I don't think he gets anyone with that. Does almost kill me though down there. Moving over to my screen on the right side, barely got away and then ended up getting killed anyway. But you can see the cleaners already have a double-digit lead with 28-12, make that 29-12. And there's really no stopping them. But in both games, Libertad did start out kind of slow like this, and in the last game they did start to make a comeback. So let's see if they can make the comeback and finish it this time. We see a couple more kills there. Now it's 32-16. They've now doubled their score. Not good for Libertad. But speaking of weapon leveling, while we sit here and finish watching this gameplay to give you some more non-related commentary as I get killed from the bottom left there. Leveling weapons is a pain in the ass, especially now that it's double XP week, and it'll be double XP week until I think December 2nd. And it's like everybody just save their M44 to level up last, because that's like the only gun that I have left, and a few levels on the M60. And I tried playing a couple games before recording this, and it's just M44 fills the entire kill feed. It's actually insane. But as I mentioned in another video, 2 guns left to go. I mean, where are you guys at with all of your weapon leveling and stuff? Because what are we supposed to do after that? I mean, I know season 3 is right around the corner. We got about 3 weeks to go, but it's going to be a rough 3 weeks, man. That firebomb in the top left just kind of saved him there. Just insane how overpowered cleaners are. They may end up winning this entire tournament. Doesn't matter what you play. Zone control, occupy, all of it. They could just run in, nuke the site, and that's it. And with it being a 4v4 and having 4 cleaners, just not going to stop them. Imagine having 2 incinerator drones, cut off line of sight, and entry paths to the zone on something like occupy or even zone control, and just nuke the site if anybody gets past. Libertad's starting to pull back a little bit now, 38-60. Focus down here on the right side. I have the P90 out, my signature P90 build. Tried to get fancy and jump up on the boxes and just get absolutely deleted. So now let's move our focus over to the top left screen as he runs into somebody and gets killed there. And gotta check those stairways and corners. And then this, I wouldn't even say this is competitive. I mean, it felt very sweaty when we played. I think everybody was trying their hardest, but if they were actually in like a Discord chat together communicating, this would have been just absolutely insane. Well, it probably would have been harder than ranked. Which reminds me when ranked used to allow just whatever. Everybody could play Phantom. So Cleaner's up 30 now. And we'll see what we got. If they can finish off Libertad and hold off the comeback here. But also, if anybody wants to throw in their hat and volunteer for live commentary, or rather post commentary after I edit, and you'll just be commentating over this, feel free to let me know down in the comments. Join the Discord, follow me on Twitter, send me a DM. Links for all of that will be in the description below. And let me know, because I'm not the best at commentary like this. I just feel like I don't bring the energy, and also it doesn't help that I kind of already lived through this at one point. Granted, it's been over a week ago since I played this particular match, but still, I just already knowing the outcome, it's kind of hard to get, you know, hyped, even if it is a close match. That makes sense. But Libertad is powering back 64 to 80, only down 15 now, 65 to 80. We'll focus on the Libertad down in the bottom left for the last 2.5 minutes of this and see if they can make a comeback here. As he gets just absolutely nuked right there by another firebomb. But only down 12 now with 2 minutes to go. It is officially the 2-minute warning. Still down 12 kills. Getting shot from the left. Throws the grenade. Killed me. Got him with that bait and switch though. It's the guy coming out, which was me actually. And see, that right there is why I put these two factions up against one another, because Libertad can basically cancel out the passive that they have with their fire bullets, and then also potentially survive a firebomb if they pop their health soon enough. Gets out of there. They're now down 10. Trying to make it an even match with just under a minute to go. We cut the lead down to single digits. They're down 9. Holding angles. This is turning into a ranked game. They all got lined up right there. If he had a grenade. Oh, he does have a grenade. He should have definitely used that grenade right there. He probably could have killed all, like, 4 of us that were right there on that side. But down 10 with 34 seconds, yeah, it does not look like Libertad is even going to stand a chance on that one. So there you have it. Cleaners make pretty quick work of the Libertad faction, and they're going to move on to the next round here. So if you guys like the video, make sure to like the video, leave a comment down below, and let me know what faction you think is going to win the entire tournament. Hopefully the commentary gives it a little bit more justice and helps it be a little bit more watchable here. And I'll catch you guys in the next matchup, where we have Phantom versus Highwaymen.